Good morning. Oh, just adjust my camera a bit. Try and get the best light so you can see me. How is everyone? Are you all coping well with this, let's face it, slightly nuts energy? We have a new moon and a solar eclipse going on right now. Apparently, if you are in the southern hemisphere, you might be able to see it. It is happening round about now. Nothing to see here yet in Brighton, but you never know. But yeah, what has been going on? What is going on? If we read the news, if we listen to the news, it seems as though everything has just gone completely crazy. And I can understand people feeling nervous, feeling scared about this, because such massive change, such huge shifts that we are going through, they're not easy. When we think we know life, we have been brought up a particular way and we assume that that's going to be it, that life is going to continue that way until we die. And, for a long time it did. For many, many generations it did. They knew what to expect. And suddenly here we are, our generation, and everything is just literally being wiped away. Everything that we thought we knew, every part of ourselves that we thought we knew, who we are, who we were, what we believe, we're questioning everything. And that's massive. It's the biggest event in our history, in the history of the human race. It is ascension. And when we look at things and think they don't make sense, this is why. Because what used to be making sense is no longer making sense. The way we felt about ourselves, it doesn't work anymore. The way we thought about the world, it's all shifting. Absolutely everything. And yeah, it can be tough. I know the past few days I have felt like I've been on a roller coaster at sea. And you may have felt this as well. Just the highs and the lows and the feeling wobbly. And this, it may seem to be a bad thing, but actually it's really good. Because this time is about being flexible. It's about going with the flow. I read this beautiful article. Before I start, I must say this is a new moon in Scorpio. I've even forgotten that. Scorpio, of course, being a very intense energy, which explains a lot about what we're feeling. But yeah, I read this beautiful article and I was thinking about, I was guided to sort of do a new moon ritual and all this stuff. And as I read this article, it went on about how this is not a time for rituals, because a ritual is about focusing on something, really going for it, putting all our energy in and saying, that's it, that's where I'm going, that's what I want to achieve, and just, putting it all out there. And as I sat with the thought of that, I thought, you know what, they're right. This new moon, this solar eclipse, it's not a time for ritual. It's a time to be open. It's a time to go with the flow. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining. We can't be nailed down at this time. It's not the right moment to really focus. It is a time to be so fluid, to just, be like a beautiful, soft tree just flowing with the wind, blowing in the breeze. This is where we are now. By the way, I hope you can't hear that from next door. We've got builders in next door, and I hope it's not coming through and disturbing. Oh, good morning, Lorraine. You persevered and you got here. I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled. But I think this is part of this crazy energy. Everything that we thought we knew, everything that we thought, I know where it is, I know how to get there, we don't anymore. Yesterday was hilarious. I was in the kitchen and I wanted to look up how to de-stone olives, and I was sitting there thinking, what's this hard thing at the centre of an olive? And I completely forgot the word stone. It just disappeared. And this is happening again and again to me, that I can't remember words, I can't remember systems, I can't remember how things work, because I'm allowing myself to just surrender into this energy. It was a funny moment. But I'm allowing myself to just surrender into this energy and just go, hey, you know what? I don't know where I'm going. I have no idea what I'm becoming. But I know in my heart and in my soul that there is so much more to me, that I'm not cooked. That there is much more light, there's much more freedom. And I've been confronted by this. Hang on, what's Lorraine saying? I was convinced it was full moon again today. Oh, hell yeah. These new moons have been utterly insane. I'm with you. It was, who knows what's really happening. I actually start to think that this is all just, I don't know, like some kind of film set, and people are just coming in and going, oh, we'll just move that scenery over there. We'll just move that door that used to be there. So where you think you were going, the path you thought you were on, you turn around and you go, it's gone. I'm sure that was there yesterday. And this is it. This is part of it. So anything that we were hanging on to has just gone, and being wonderfully open to this energy is the way we get through it. Allowing our hearts to be deeply, deeply affected by everything that is going on, by living those highs and those lows and not judging them as good or bad, but just saying, this is me. This is me with the energy right now, and owning our own experience of it. Because somebody else will have a completely different experience. And we need to turn around and say, but this is my experience. And they tell me it's so important that we honour and validate our own experiences with this energy. Because as we have lived previously, we have been pushed down a conveyor belt of acceptability. They said this is how you will be in order to live in this life. And if somebody didn't want to be on that conveyor belt, if they dressed differently, if they acted differently, what did we do? We made them an outcast, and we pushed them outside and said, you cannot be a member of society if you don't belong on this conveyor belt. And literally we sort of sacrificed ourselves on this conveyor belt and said, it's fine, I will give up my freedoms, I will give up my personality, because I don't want to be an outcast. And is it any wonder that back in the 60s is when they started talking about this counterculture of people who didn't want to fit into society, or society as it was. And they were given a special name. We have always talked about these people who go against society. But they're not going against society. This is how it's been painted. They're not going against, they're going with their own heart. They're going with what they feel is important to them, so important. And now it seems that we are becoming the outcasts because we are going against the narrative, we're going against the story that we've been told. And so often we've been made to feel unwelcome. And you know what? We've got to accept that this is okay, because following our heart is actually what all people would love to do. It's what all of society would love to do, but they don't see it yet. And so we will show them the way. We'll show them that it's not scary being true to yourself. It's not terrifying owning your own heart, and that not having a life path that is nailed down, it's not important anymore. Because what is coming is freedom. And I was given an image passed on from someone yesterday, and they said it's as though the plant is being dug up out of the pot and being planted in the garden, in all that space where the roots can grow down into the earth. And if you imagine as we go into the garden, our roots go down into the earth and they connect with a massive, massive network of other plants and trees and light. But it only happens when we allow ourselves to step out of this small pot that we've been planted in. Because we can't grow, we can't blossom. If you, lovely image, thank you. You take a bonsai, okay, and you have this really beautiful tree, and you plant it in the smallest pot. And every day you go along and you clip another branch, another leaf. Every day you're saying to that magnificent tree that knows in its heart that it's a tree and it should be 60 feet tall. But every day you take a little bit more of it, and you keep giving it the message, stay small, don't be you. Your nature, your real nature of who you are is wrong. So that bonsai, that little tree, it stays so tiny, so minute, and it never grows into the full magnificence of who it is, of who it knows it is in here. And this has been us. We have been planted into the tiniest little spot in society. And everybody around us, well-meaning, has said, don't grow past your pot. Don't grow bigger than the container that you're currently in. Don't be too big. Don't shine too bright. And so there we've sat in our little space thinking that this was life, thinking that this was all the power that we had. And now the pot is cracking. And at first we worry, we think, oh my God, what's happening? But actually, we're discovering that we can move, that we can be transplanted into real freedom, into who we are. I was told earlier, I just sat and made some notes, the odd word that came through. And they reminded me of when we were children. Do you remember, can you think back? Do you hold a memory of that time when you just played? When you went out and you didn't worry? You just went out, and that moment when you were completely and utterly free. Even if you can't focus on that memory, inside of you is the energy of that, is the feeling of that freedom. Can you still feel that energy within you? I can. I can't remember the exact times, but I can remember that feeling of just being in the moment and forgetting about what anybody else thought, forgetting about anything I had to do, anywhere I had to be, or any person that I had to be. Parwinder, I was remembering that feeling. Yeah, it's still there. It's calling us so much right now. This feeling it's awakening within us because it's reminding us of that beautiful feeling. And now what we do, if we see a child like that, we might go, oh, what an out of control child. That child should be in school. That child should be sitting down and being quiet. We seem to have gone back to this Victorian era about how children should be seen and not heard. It's fine, give them a PlayStation. They can sit in the corner and be good. I grew up in my summers in Spain, and it was beautiful. And do you know what I love? What I still love seeing there is you watch the children and the parents are sitting there and they're having dinner and the kids are out in the square playing. And yes, it might seem a dream, but we can do this. You know, they're out playing. And here, children don't go to restaurants with their parents. They're at home with a babysitter, or if they are, it's like give them a book, give them a PlayStation and sit there and be quiet. What happened to allowing ourselves to play, to be free? What happened to that sense of playfulness? Where's it gone? So our heart wants to go back to that beautiful wild child. You know, playing in the woods, not worrying about how muddy your clothes get. Not thinking about how do I look right now. Giggling at the stupidest things. This is what our heart is trying to get back to. It's not to be a wild child, is not to be feral. This is just how we've labelled people. Going back to that wild child is listening to our beautiful inner self that just says, I want to be free. I want to go out there and play and have fun and just be me. Your soul remembers this. Your light remembers this. What happens if we throw away all the rules? What would happen right now? If you weren't listening to this, but what would happen if you right now went and did what you want to do? Where would you go? What would you do? What would you be doing? If every rule book was thrown out? I can't imagine, because I'm still caught so much in what I should be doing. But it's coming. This new moon, this eclipse, it is bringing in this beautiful new energy. It is bringing up from deep inside of us this beautiful spirit that says, I want to be free. I want to be who I am. And we're not going to hurt ourselves. We're not going to hurt anybody else, because when we become free, when we follow our heart, actually we bring light to everybody else. We bring joy to them. We bring light to our relationships, because this is what joy does. We inspire, we enlighten. This is this beautiful energy, and just feel that light coming in right now. I can feel the eclipse right now as something is hidden, something new is revealed. The crossing of the path allows new energy to emerge. It also allows truth to emerge. Explosive revelations, truth arising, because this is what's happening in us. This is our truth arising. about who we are, about the light being that we are. No more small, no more hiding, no more worrying that if I express my light, someone else is going to cast me out. Who wants to be in a club that restricts? You know, it strikes me, it's funny that some people pay so much money to join a club, a private club that has so many rules to it. We pay to restrict ourselves. We pay to compromise who we are. It's better to be out there in the wild, in the freedom, to kick off your shoes, strip naked, go running. Go be free. Go be true to who you are. It's playtime again, people. Playtime. We've been told that this world is so serious, but you know what made it serious? All the rules and regulations. This is why the world is serious. It's not us, it's not our nature to be this serious person. It is because society has been built around this collection of rules. And we had to obey them. And we still have to obey them. Well, let's toss the rule book out for ourselves. Let's allow the playfulness to come up. Let's be the light that we really are. Let's go be that wild child out there without restriction, without fear. And just sit in the light that is coming in and allow this wonderful flow of energy to come through you. Allow yourself to dance with the light. This is not a time for nailing down, for saying this is life, this is what my life will be. Oh, thank you, Jade. This is a time for just being with the energy, for just allowing movement, allowing change, allowing who you are to just arise. Be. Just be. So I pulled 3 cards because I wanted to. And I pulled them from the Gateway Light Activation cards. They're beautiful. And you know how I chose them? I went in the cupboard and I went, I want that pack. Because this is how we step forward in life. It's about our wanting. When you want to do something, do it. When you don't want to do something, don't do it. It's as simple as that. Go back to the child, the free running child. So the first card that came up is Star Gathering. Isn't that lovely? Look at the horizon. Look at the light that we're stepping into. See, it's just there. It's like we just have to just reach over the edge. And there is the light just waiting for us. And the rules will say, don't leap. Why would you throw yourself off a cliff edge? Why? Because I can fly. So can you. Why? Because I trust the light that is there to greet me. Because I know it'll be there for me. But this card also talks about reclaiming parts of our soul, reclaiming that childhood. They show me how throughout all our lives we have been so hurt, so abused. The little child locked in the coal bunker. the little child denied a childhood. And we've become scared. And those little children, they want to come back, they want to play, they want to have that childhood that they never had. So we want to invite all those pieces back in, and we want to show our entire history and all that we are, that now we are ready to be free, to really recall all the lost pieces of our soul. And when we do that, it's beautiful, because we do rediscover little things that we can do, that we are. We rediscover another part of our personality. And this journey is constant. There are always little bits of us coming back in and saying, did you know this about yourself? You go, no, I didn't. They say, this is what you could do. This is who you were. Just invite all those pieces back in to make your heart and your soul complete once again. And the second card is Memories of Atlantis. This is about our unwillingness to compromise. You know, people say, oh, compromise is fantastic. Yes, there are times when it is. But do we ever compromise on our light? No. Do we ever compromise on our heart and soul integrity? No. Will we ever sell our soul in order to keep someone else's peace? I hope not. I hope never again. This reminds us to always be true to our truth, to our heart, to our soul. To never let go, to never give away another part of yourself in order to keep the peace. Those days are long gone. We will not ever compromise our morals again. The dark does not get to own a piece of us ever again. Be true to ourselves. So important right now, because the dark will offer. The dark will try to scare. They will continue doing this. They're not going down without a fight. And we must stand up and say, nobody will tarnish my light. I stay strong in it. And then we have the Arcturian light codes. And this card reminds us that everything we do matters. Everything. But it is the energy behind what we do that can make a difference. If you have to speak to somebody, what is your intention behind it? Doesn't matter what you're talking about. Do you have an intention to share light behind it? When you make dinner, what's your intention behind it? Do you fill that meal with love? Or do you think, oh, too much of a rush, what a pain, can't do it, haven't got the time? We can share love in every single way. We can make a difference through every single action that we take, no matter what it is, no matter how small. Every action performed in love and in light makes a difference to this world. It tips the scales back towards light. And sure, sometimes we forget. Sometimes the world becomes too much. Then we come back to it again and we start again. We are the difference. We make the difference. Our actions, our words, our thoughts, they all make a difference. Never think you have no power. Maybe we don't see the results of our actions, but believe me, they are there, and they reverberate out across the world. A thought that we have, we don't know, it may change everything. And if just one of us steps out and says, no, I can't make a difference, the effect that they have on everybody else will be immense. They may be the last piece of that jigsaw. We don't know our place in the jigsaw, but just know that the jigsaw cannot be complete without all of us. So never doubt your place. Never doubt your importance. You are so, so important. So really, the message of this eclipse and this new moon is freedom, surrender, give into it, stop fighting yourself, stop fighting the light, go with it, no matter how extraordinary the journey, no matter how drunk you feel. The fact you feel drunk and out of control means that you are working with the energy. Allow your heart to open. And you know what? Yesterday I literally said, as I went to bed, I said, I surrender to this energy. And the dreams I had were beautiful. I was shown parts of myself that when they are open, when I surrender, they are extraordinary. And not just me, we are each of us extraordinary, but we reach that point when we surrender. And this is where we must go. Surrender to the light, surrender to your heart, to desire, to joy. Don't focus right now. Not that we can, because the energy is too intense, but don't focus. Just let go. If you want to sit in the corner and be silent for a day, do it. If you want to go out and run in the sunshine, do it. So long as it is what you want. No more rules. The rule book is done. And now, the drilling started from next door. I hope it's okay with you. But now we're going to bring in some light language. And it's the language of love. It's the language of abundance and joy. It's beautiful. So just relax into it. Allow yourself to fly with it. Allow your soul to fly. Be free. And be whoever you are as you listen. So close your eyes. Sit back. Lie back. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. And here we go. Nuarni wakiam, nuaramakian nikejanya sarin nikiwachi, tomoromokiam, kuna morokomokornik, shosha sheya dramaja. Hakuno se daramakini kuaran diotor makajitigar makarjikina. Hasuka nakaraki, hajunya sonokarakin yakewajada majazin yatsawa, torokomikijwa, and your soran the kish, haitinia kara, and soran the karakijo, Sio Wajinio, so Korogoski at the Moshaza Dar and the Kajin. Adormozo adorm koshini, sidar makijo koranda kishkesi atamajaz daram kurshita rajesia, anisona mataregi me autokatikia makarajo korasi, anosmora adornakia, adamojgazane otaramakorakijo koranata rajgazokora marakatakeji yacha maradira maki, anosoranda kreki, anajonio amor nakisiara barakadorskesiatiana dorma koshita, anosoranda kesa, tama orandoro, atarora matobarakadakushkinia zari namashi, Azurmakosi, Otomurka, you don't skin out Oja, Ramatarajinia Swariata, Azinia Zera, Karakina Rosgosoya, Nanusutia. Notozatia ora kamashkinia zarete, anorsukoda renakashi, maromotor sindi kuzi korakaroshi koshukaren matashi, nazinja tarmatoroshi swatsi termokosi, tarabachi ishkosi, maraborobakin koshe, anusora tarabe, adamarajo okianasia, metare bakia, motoparashiko shiko shukumravzatinia zia, tabrakuski kemotaraja, nanusukurazi zashia, sodari, azodari karek. Edrojo cosinho sorania vacipitar marquiaskia, adesinia varanocosia, maronoskia. They say that we are angels with wings, but we allowed our wings to be clipped. We allowed them to be shut away, to be tied back. And now we want to fly again. Ushinya sari metikura kiondo toshgesia. Samaya domusuki autorushkosusia, totoshkaza. Marabutepitinia se. I don't know Kishinia Sura Tabarakishka, Sinja Tarmarakare, Utornusqua, Amiatar Mazini Kedarishki, Madeira Marakashki, Simiati, Maramakishki, Sumoshia, Tiaperato, Rapasia, Taraki, Tarakoshki, Yawara Torapashia, and Osukura Mazite, and Diantia Muroka, Odora Maki, but Kurokushi, some Yawara Nubarasi, Koroka Petarikishka, Sumati, and Jashitia Muraka, and Yatashinia was a bill, what a Korakin, what is Sitia paramenta para que me esquio, onde jaia, na tizama, da bradi por curti tiscusa, marbureniasa, arititisco, sumawi, na mariwata amia, marabara protorski, and you shushushimio, bioro no zara variata para cabeski, and you show darasi, pati daramukukia, and yamurasi, my poor nakeshi, Sandia maroreshi. Ushisia, Yamorati, Abrakodakoski, Sari, Borakadoski, Jamrabadakoski, Samayota, Brokodakishki, and Ushuata. They say we have been taught that we have to be like a battering ram, pushing forward through life, always more, pushing. But this now ends. We need to come down and come back into our heart and allow the heart to lead the way. Moshadaya Murasuekia, Tamaroshakura Makasitia, Pitaraba, Pipoparakabrakushko, Shutiwaji, Bada, Inarasikia, Marondo Kushiza, Damrawata, Kurukujinia, Sijuatarba, Iaba, Iamor, Batakoshki, Samia, Tipuatika, Itipurukushia, Baya Barono Kashuazitia, Ibarabatukishka, my Taraja. We are now like zoo animals stepping out from the cage, whereas before we've been trapped in there for so long, looking out through the bars, but not seeing the bars. Now we go out into the wilds. Now we go out. Kukarmdeshki barono skuati, kaburkushki simyawari netershitia, and robasuara, et boramakosi kamara kotarshki zimyasari, that abakia nekarukushkuatia, and yasun to karukiska, ibarano kosha, utermashka saya. Aromo sosi, amarodoboshusi, amaroboda prokushi, sukoroka paranoshka, zadaramaita parakodakraki, barakanikoshka siamia, a tiscora. Aniazora Makasa, Ida Midar Mika Marakitata, Adinia Marakoshkishu, or Shuja Sataramatis, Didia Marava, a Tishkon Yashi, Karabarakis Kodarakeshi, and Yosora Matarisi, Matara Marakishki, Shumushu Karazim Yasari, Tabakishko, Sonia Sara, Batera Bikarabarakashinia, Azimia. Aturusuki, Atirabashkiaza, Atarabakiashka, Atabrakiashka, Manawarakorobanakashko, Socia Tarasi, Anosora, Ataramasi, Ayabia, Abia Maravara, Korokosi, Ademia Barbarakorokoski, Ademaravarakoski, Satsatia Paramanabeda, Adiu Kora, Nusara Makea. Shota zinya waratesi. Adinya marasitia, adimara monokoshkia, adinya severati, amiati marati, piati, marabatati, barabati, barabakati, barabata, barabakati, barabati, barabatokoshki, simatia paparate, barabata, morkoshki, and yes, shushukara, barabate, brum duntum, barabate, barabate, barabati, barabata, yeporkashkisho, shundasia, shadia. Mas di warando to shezia sia nyamarati. Akude azia ta dinya waramakisha kimoroso krobatora kikya. Ajita tarasim yatana maskika marakarkoshki shujatara zima aoki atiatia marawasi muda moshe. Anyazare kimeski adia norkoshki ashu shudarin dikishkushora tamrazi. Hadiandan diachion yasan diamarvarati kejgasia, patabarikishka, sudaj nesi chikura kazitia barata, karikish kusin yasabrati, ashki samaya sabratorke, and yosora data in yamaraditish gusmajuadarmasi, paradekurusukur, terabatakurushkur, whatever roshkas, adia damravashki, majushun yasa, aidata bitu to Karagata Prakitoshke, Sandiadarmazinia Zatiana. Anio soro dorasi paranoko tamavo tabarakodokoshki soda armato adoro marawarati parakeshko sumushuatia parapetiski anyasareti ukune azareteki tinja secha shamia varata puraji setiatia marakarikishko shoshieniasa atiatia marakabrokoshki sunyasare tekekoshkusu shudarmaki sinya. Ora zidia nasiake, tanya darmasi. I think that's all of it. Many different light messages coming through, many different light beings, but all telling us the same message. You are off the leash. You can now run. You are free to fly. The only thing that matters is that beautiful beam of light that exists inside of us, that beautiful star. When this is followed, nothing else matters. This is all. So they say, go and play with the eclipse. Go and play with this beautiful new energy. And as we step forward and we begin this process of immense evolution, evolving now into who we truly are, evolving now into all of our being, have fun with it, play with it, and remember that light is joy. This is where we're going. Joy for all. So I do ever so much apologise for the noise, and I hope it hasn't disturbed you. I didn't know they'd be doing this today, but the message still stands. Noise or no noise. Go be free. Go fly. Ignore the rules of this earth and go be true to yourself. I send you many light blessings, and I look forward to welcoming you here again on another quieter day.